Hey gamers, it's Kristin, and I hauled some Sydney Grace videos, not so much, eyeshadows a little bit ago, and I had asked in that video if any of you wanted to see me have me do like a Swatch Fest, you know, like an old-fashioned Swatch Fest, you know, in the old days of YouTube. People used to do these all the time. Maybe they still do. I don't know. All I know is that you guys definitely wanted to see this. So here's what I will say going into this. This really is just a swatch video. I have not used them enough to give you a full review of them. The only thing that I will say so far as I've used them, you know, just a handful of times, is that the shimmers are very nice. I really like the shimmers. But the mattes I find to be, the mattes that I have used so far, I find to be a bit tricky to blend. So I know that there's a huge Sydney Grace following out there, so please don't come for me. This is just my experience thus far. So most of these I purchased recently, and then there were 3 shadows that a friend of mine had sent me otherwise, but point being, Sydney Grace did not send these to me. They have no idea who I am. This is just, it's just in a good old-fashioned Swatch Fest. Here's what I've got. So I tend to like to bring you a little more value in a video aside from just here's a swatch. I just haven't used them all that much. If there is a color that you guys think I have to have that I don't show you, please let me know and I will check it out. Like I said, I will just say I've really seen, so far I enjoy the shimmer shades and I find the mattes a touch tricky to blend. So I would love to know your feelings one way or the other. Kindly, gently, in a civilized manner. It's just eyeshadow after all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pull these out one by one and give you a little swatch. I just put them in a palette that I had here. So this first one is in Blondie. It's a really pretty leaning sort of pinky shade. That's Blondie. I think what I'm going to do actually is take off my watch. I think that will help my bracelet and my watch and just roll up my sleeves here. So that is Blondie. This is in Spring Fling. I'm telling you guys, this is like some old school YouTube right here. That is Spring Fling. And they are not in any order. There's some shimmers, then I have some mattes, then I have some, you know. And this is, I almost swatched before I showed you, this is Paris. And I'm just doing one swatch of each of these. That's Paris right there. Meaning I'm not double swatching anything. I'm not, again, I bought these, or the 3 of them were sent to me, a gift from a friend, but you know what I'm saying? Not trying to get one by you. This one is one of my favorites. This is one that she sent me. This is in Peace. I mean, I'm sure it's shocking that that's one of my favorites. It's just a gorgeous taupe. I mean, come on. That's like the perfect taupe right there of shimmer taupes. And then here is a matte in Cool Brown. Go up here. Little pause there to wipe my fingers off. This is the shade Enjoy the Ride. I was trying to pick some cooler shades. I tend to lean toward the warm shades, so I did try to pick some cooler shades, and not everything. It's still, I mean, very neutral, let's be real. This is in the shade Rover. It's a shimmer shade. I actually don't know. I apologize if I call these something that they're not. The writing is pretty tiny. So this says, that said pressed pigment on it, but so that is Rover. It's beautiful. And it's a shimmer to it. But I mean, if this is like if they have fancy special names and I'm not calling them the right, I apologize. I'm just giving you an idea of the overall finish. Matte versus shimmer. Some of them may be a satin, you know. And this is Drift. Just that easy, what I call like a cleanup shade. There's Drift. It's very similar to my skin tone. And this is Peyton's Puppy. Reminds me a little bit of Soft Brown by MAC, but a little lighter, a little orangier too. This one is French Hens. Sorry if you guys can hear the train. And I paused to There's a pause to wipe my hand off too. That's French Hens. You know, the one trend that comes through Shawano here and there. And this is in Winter Wonder. It's a very interesting shade. Pulls a little lilac, I would say. Lavender situation. This is I think this is Pismo, P-I-S-M-O. It's beautiful. It's a great transition shade. They swatch very well. I feel like the mattes swatch a touch better than the. But again, and I will say this, and follow up to me saying that I don't love the mattes. I've not used them all. I've only used a couple of them. This is Camel. There you go, that's Camel. They swatch beautifully. And then this one is in Peach Crush. I'm actually going on the other side of this because I feel like I left some open real estate there. Peach Crush right there. Next row. This is in Peanut Butter. Peanut butter. Anybody? And jelly. Okay. Oh boy, peanut butter. I am a lunatic. Loose Change. This is one of the ones that she sent me as well. I mean that if you have a, just look, if you have blue eyes, pretty sure that's one of the ones that she sent me. Look how pretty that is. It's that rusty, coppery gorgeousness. And this is in Chocolate Raspberry Fudge. And I'm going to hold this up. It says it's very pretty. It really does have that kind of warm chocolate with a little bit of raspberry. It's a beautiful shade. You can see those. See how it's a little bit, it's a touch patchy. That's one of the ones that I used. Not today. And I'm not wearing any of them today. I didn't really realize I was going to have time to do this one today. This one is called Tippy Taupe. I wouldn't call this a taupe at all, really, but it's beautiful. It has some nice warmth and richness to it. A mid-tone shade. This is Plummet. It's also beautiful, but again, patchy. Something in the shades that seem to have a little, the matte shades that seem to have some red to them, they just don't seem to function quite as well. This is, I'm all cleaned off again. This is the shade Caramel. Caramel, take your pick. Really, really warm. It's a very odd place to swatch. But you can get it really good. Seriously. Sometimes I just laugh at myself. And this beautiful one is called Bronze to Perfection. Look at that. Those two together, I mean, come on. It reminds me of a NARS duo from back in the day. This is in Hot Chocolate. There we go, Hot Chocolate. This one, laughing at the train, it's just never leaving. This is Lords of Leaping. So I'm assuming that they're out of some kind of holiday collection, maybe a long time. But again, see how there's some red in that matte, and it's really patchy. It seems to be an ongoing theme. Need to get out a new wipe. I just try, especially with swatches, I try to make sure that, you know, my fingers are really clean in between each swatch. All right, this one is just beautiful. It's called Go For It. Look how pretty that is. Just stunning. There. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Two left, you guys, two left. And then this is in the shade Beyond. It's a warm, beautiful, rich brown. And lastly is this one in Dark Chocolate. I do feel like when these were on sale, the price point was good. It was fair. There you go. So yeah, I feel like it's a fair priced eyeshadow. And like I said, I realize I'm sounding like redundant, but I'm sounding like redundant. I'm sounding redundant. But I just wish that they blended a little better as far as the ones that I've used so far. But I will continue playing with them, and I will let you guys know, you know, if I end up falling in love with a particular shade or whatever, I'll report back on them. But I just wanted to give you guys the Swatchfest for those of you that wanted it. And I think that's it. Should be a relatively short and sweet video for you guys. And again, hopefully that was helpful for those of you that really wanted to see, because I know some of you were talking about that they probably would have a sale coming up at the holidays, and then you could pick up some, you know what I'm saying? So, any questions, please leave them below. And again, if there's a particular shade that you think I have to have, I have a few more spaces empty in this palette. I would be happy to pick up one you guys think that I'm missing that I absolutely have to have. Probably leaning on the neutral side of things. It's really my preference. But if there's some other color out there you think I need, you just let me know. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. And in everything that you do and say, be beautiful. Bye.